What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is wrong.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Good evening, my fellow Americans. It is I, George H.W. Bush, your previous president. and I have come out of hiding to bring a very, very important message for you all. I have been greatly concerned by reports that President Trump may try and, in fact, bring peace to the Middle East. Now, of course, as you know, when we are engaged in the act of war, we always try to say that we are for peace. We don't want the smoking gun to come in the form of a mushroom cloud, unless, of course, that's a mushroom cloud that we, as Americans, deploy on behalf of our greatest ally, Israel. So I just want to say that peace is all well and good as far as it goes, but Israel wants war, and what our greatest ally wants, our greatest ally gets. We did not all go to the Wailing Wall and put our hands upon it, put on the funny little hats, take the money and the sex with, those beautiful little girls in order to not fulfill the wishes of our greatest ally. Therefore, I implore all of you listening to please make sure that peace does not break out in the Middle East. The consequences would be horrendous, not only for the Israelis, but for us. For if peace were to break out in the Middle East, who knows? Next thing that might happen, peace might break out in the United States. And what a horrible, horrible outcome that would be. Think of all the military contractors going unfed. Think of my defense stocks, of which I have quite a few, as a matter of fact. Think of all of the gay pizza parlors in Washington, D.C., near the Pentagon. Those lovely boys, they like to get out and party. It would be an absolute tragedy. So I hope and I pray that President Trump's plan for Operation Abraham Shield does not conclude. Thank you very much, and good night. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very, very much for that brain chip intro there by George Bush Jr. Oh, he was a hard guy to book. Hard to track down. I had to send some special forces guys into Washington to track him down. My God, it is hot. Dude, my brain isn't rated for this, right? Like, so I apologize if if my brain is just like if I start doing like right. It's because of the heat. I hope you are all staying frosty. It's hard. I mean, on the other hand, it does make London feel a lot more like Mumbai, right? So, it's not quite so jarring. You go out and you look at, all of the Indians and the Pakistanis, and you're just like, this is the climate that they were meant to be in, surely, right? So it's a little bit less jarring, is what I'm saying. Tonight we have what do we got tonight? Right. So our first story. There's been a weird sniper attack in Coeur d'Alene in Idaho. Since I, was not in Coeur d'Alene, but recently there, I thought I'd cover this. It's a very, very strange story. More strange because of the amount of sheer misinformation that's been going around about it. I have not seen this much misinformation around a sort of mass shooting event in the States, possibly forever. I think this is probably because there's actually very little information that's been released by the authorities because of the sort of circumstances of it. You know what I mean? This guy, he lit a fire and then, either called 911 or waited for someone to call 911. And then when the firefighters turned up, he opened fire on them from a concealed position. And so, apparently he's dead now. They tracked him down. But all of the stuff that seems to have been released about who the shooter was and what he looks like and all that stuff, apparently that's all BS. The actual authorities, there was a very, very recent press conference of which I managed to catch a few minutes just before we went live. The actual police in Coeur d'Alene are basically saying, look, we don't really know anything about this guy. We don't know who he is. We don't know anything about motive. It's entirely possible that the body was burnt when they recovered it. It's a massive shit show. So I'll be covering that. Our second story tonight. So I heard you want your country back, bro. Nuh-uh, we ain't gonna do that. Yes, Glastonbury has been on that sort of mecca for the white woke English middle class, who seem to at every opportunity just gleefully celebrate their own
displacement and replacement. It's very, very weird, kind of like sort of cultural masochism. But what you're never going to believe this, bros, right? A few of the people on stage, right, said that they want, whites basically to be replaced, right? And then they said some bad stuff about the IDF. Now, of course, as you can imagine, you can't say bad stuff about the IDF, right? I mean, it's the IDF. Oh, the holy IDF, right? Who've never done anything wrong in their lives, right? I mean, they're just basically like, you see the IDF all the time in like London, giving out food to the poor, right? Going around like building houses and stuff. Yeah, so, oh man, there's been so much gay woke shit at Glastonbury. I've got like a bunch of clips of just like the weirdest shit going on there, right? It's, oh, dude. Anyway, this one guy, Bob Vylan, oh God, he's supposed to be punk, mate. That's not punk, right? He's like a bad knockoff of fucking Rage Against the Machine. You know what I mean, right? Basically sang a song about like, how you're whites, you're not getting your country back. Ha ha ha, fuck you. And then he said some stuff about the IDF. And of course, the government leapt into action, defending the poor, defenseless IDF, which of course, is absolutely appropriate. It's not like the IDF can defend themselves. So there's that. And finally, Operation Abraham Shield. So this is sort of like a skeleton of what might be happening in order to deal with the sort of post-environment of the Iran-Iraq war. No, sorry, the Israel-Iran war. Got so many fucking like wars, right? Trump and the Americans seem to be trying to get like an actual framework for peace together. Of course, there's a bunch of people who don't want peace to break out. Most notably, of course, a big proponent for continuing the war was Senator Holden Bloodfeast, who's very, very scared that he might die before the Christian Zionist Messiah returns. He is currently on life support. He looked like he'd be able to die happy when the the 12-day war broke out, but he was to be thwarted and disappointed. And so he has allegedly instructed the vast hospital complex that was built around his bed to keep him alive, possibly for another 2 more weeks, to see how this goes, bro. So that's what we'll be covering tonight. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. On Rumble, we've got Livia Drusilla, Yiz the Unique. I will be on Discord and Dragons tonight, and so will Captain Crisps, who doesn't seem to be in the chat. He must be preparing himself, you know what I mean, right? Like puffing his face up. If you want to listen to that should be like interesting. Mikey Bikey, Edie Wolf, Livia Drusilla. Oh, Crisps is in the chat. Hey Crisps, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Sede Sapiente, of course. Total Blackout Painting, great to see you, mate. Anybody else that I forgot? I think, oh, and Mark Souza. I heard you want your country back. Mark Souza. Oh, sounds a bit racist, bro. Right? Look, we don't tolerate any of that in our Rumble chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What are you, some kind of far rightist? On YouTube, we have 007, Anglo-Saxon NWG. Good to see you, mate. Streaky Bacon, Simon JJ. Good to see you guys. Anybody else? We got a lot of people double teaming the chats tonight. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very, very much. I think that's everyone. And on Odyssey, we have Evola 19, Machine for Baked Beans. Hola, Senor Beans. I think that's everybody. Right, yes. And wait, we also have on YouTube Arakeen Green Moon. Sorry, I forgot you there. Arakeen, is that everybody? My brain. I can't. I'm not rated for this. Look at this. Look at this Nordic. Well, not exactly Nordic. Pale physiognomy I be rocking here. I'm not made for this. Oh, and Sunny Jim, of course. Good to see you, mate. Right. Today's meme, of course. I told her that guns make me feel uncomfortable. She said we should both see other men. Oh, I don't like guns. Oh, I don't like who needs a gun? Bitch, I live in London. I really wish they would at least like legalize pepper spray or something, right? Like, walking around London with like, the only defense basically being like harsh language is like insane. I saw a video of some guy being like chased around a subway station in London a few days ago. Some dude was trying to like steal his watch. And because you're not allowed to you're not allowed to defend yourself in London, this dude just had to like just keep running around being pursued by like this person of color. Like just like someone should rip that and put like the Benny Hill music to it, you know? Yeah, yeah, mate. You know what I'm saying? Wait, what's this? Professor J. Voltz. Professor J. Voltzenheimer. Good to see you, mate. I think you're new. Thanks for dropping by. Right, okay, let's get on with the news before my fucking brain melts. We start off with the Idaho wildfire ambush. Gunman dead after sniper attack kills 2 firefighters. Now this is just a weird story. Again, probably because they just don't know much about it. On Sunday evening, Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris described the attack as a total ambush. So basically, again, as I was saying, this dude looks like he started like a brush fire on the side of this mountain, waited until the fire crew turned up, and then gunned them both down. There was a protracted exchange of gunfire. They like sent out like a radio message, basically like calling for help. Here's the sort of initial Fox News report.
Well, people in that area need to be very careful because the sheriff has also said that if anybody gets a clear shot at the shooter or shooters, that they should take them out. And this is going to make it very difficult for law enforcement to try to determine who is in their sights. Maybe there's some innocent people, and they certainly don't want to take innocent individuals out. But this is a very fluid, active situation there in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area. And by the way, Molly, I've been in that area. This is right around the Canfield Mountain area there.
Now, so much of the reporting around this is basically people like reporting on like very, very little information, right? This is sort of the kind of event where you really get to see like the sort of the news cycle being like, well, we don't really know anything, right? Why don't we write an article about the fact that we don't know anything, or just make a bunch of stuff up, right? There's been tons of people on Twitter making stuff up. So this is basically what I've been able to like dig up that doesn't seem to be completely fake and gay. This looks like a text or a WhatsApp message. My friend just called me. Her brother was the first wave of guys who went up there, and he just got home. He's a wreck. They were pinned down for over an hour just ducking from gunfire. He said there's 2 confirmed dead, 2 firefighters who were in the firefighter pickup trucks, not the big fire trucks. They were both killed while still in the trucks, and they're still there. No one can even get close to them. He is still actively shooting whenever there is movement. And the current death toll is 2 firefighters, 1 from Coeur d'Alene and 1 from somewhere else, I think from Spokane. And another guy was very, very badly injured, but apparently he's stable. This is the radio scanner traffic of the sort of initial outbreak.
Central BC 5, Central BC 5. BC 5 off state. Send law enforcement right now. There's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC 3's down. BC 1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here. 551, 10 or 14 up here. Stop. Get out of the way. 10 or 14. Engine push 551. Do not come up here. 51 copies. Remain in staging.
Now, you might be asking yourself, right, why would, you do something like this? Well, it's Coeur d'Alene, right, in Idaho. Apparently, it is the #1 spot for retired police officers on the East Coast, meaning if you walked into a 7-Eleven and tried this kind of stuff, you would get ventilated very, very quickly. Everyone is packing, right? Like, everyone is armed to the teeth. I love it. It's one of the reasons I love Idaho so much. Stay awesome, America. Right? Like, you couldn't, just imagine going, like, 7-Eleven in Idaho being like, I'm just going to shoot some random people. You get killed really, really quickly. So instead, he decided to do this. This is from the original press conference immediately after it broke out.
35. Today's June the 29th. Everybody okay? Can you hear me okay? Okay, my name is Robert Norris. I am the Sheriff of Kootenai County. This information is very preliminary and is subject to change. We want to give you and the public as much information as quickly as possible. So at approximately 1:21 p.m. this afternoon, we received reports of a fire on the east side of Canfield Mountain. Fire assets responded to the scene, and at approximately 2 p.m. this afternoon, it was reported that firefighters were receiving shots fired at them. We now have 2 deaths. We have an unknown amount of casualties. We still have civilians that are coming off of that mountain. We might have civilians that are stuck or in shock on that mountain. So this is a very, very fresh situation.
So again, as I was saying, there's a whole lot of nothing. Now, the disinformation around this was just crazy, right? There were, this is anonymous, of course. Don't believe these fucking people. They were saying that there were 11 people shot. This is completely untrue. And this is something that I keep seeing being spread by the leftoids, that MAGA networks are spreading disinformation regarding the situation in Idaho, encouraging civilians to shoot the shooters, and spreading rhetoric that it is leftists, Democrats, and progressives. Now, a lot of people are like, leftists in Coeur d'Alene? I don't think so. Coeur d'Alene is apparently quite a sort of, right-wing kind of like town. They don't take shit from leftists there. Sounds lovely. Now, this is another thing that the commies were basically spreading. This is entirely untrue, right? They're just saying shit, right? Saying that the Aryan nations claim responsibility for the attack. That's complete bullshit. Basically, this guy is trying to say that this took place on the anniversary of an event that happened when the Aryan Nation were allegedly, I can't confirm this, were allegedly like prosecuted, and they got their clubhouse taken away, and then it got like burned down, and they were saying like, it's a white supremacist Nazi attack. One of the guys from the Backlash, who is in Coeur d'Alene, and Total Blackout Painting, indeed, says this too, that they all packed up and left, and apparently they're somewhere in Texas now. So I just don't. I just don't think, right, that a place that has like the most retired cops per square kilometer in the entirety of the US is going to have like a lot of this stuff, right? I'm just like, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but it just doesn't seem. Now, all of this, right, as far as I can tell, is complete and utter bullshit. This has been picked up by the BBC. It's been picked up by AP. All this kind of like stuff, right? Allegedly, the shooter was identified as Wes Rowley, but he was not officially identified, right? Apparently, some anonymous police source told somebody or something, and then a bunch of people like dug up all of these pictures. There's no indication that any of these are real, right? Like that this is the guy, right? Like at all. They've been like spreading pictures of, some random person's parents. It's freaking crazy, man. It's totally crazy, the amount of misinformation. Just sheer bullshit, basically, like going around. I hope Coeur d'Alene is all right, bros. You never want to see firefighters get shot. Like, come on, like, man, firefighters, right? They just fight fires, right? Like, don't attack the firefighters, right? The sort of Coeur d'Alene is clearly, a town that really loves its law enforcement. The 2 that were killed were brought back in a procession surrounded by law enforcement. Check it out. Based. Very, very based. And this is the press conference that I'm talking about. This came out like literally 5 or 10 minutes before I went to air. I'll just play you a bit of this to basically confirm what I was saying. The actual police in Coeur d'Alene are not saying that any of this is true. Oh, and we got entropy. $3 from Mikey Bikey towards a cooling beverage. Oh god, thank you very much. God, even the anime dancing girl is like sweating, bros. Like, oh, she needs to take a long anime shower. Ooh, thank you very much, Mikey Bikey. I appreciate that. And you too can send me Earth monies for cooling drinks, or possibly I can get an air conditioner implanted in my brainstem or something like that, right? Like, the possibilities are endless.
We need Earth monies to appear as normal Earth peaks. Mini Moose, how much have we earned?
Remember, tuna is worth nothing. Except if, of course, it's very expensive now, because everything's very expensive, right? Yes, Linky in the pin chat. Please send money for cooling beverages. I would very, very much appreciate that. Right.
They would have came forward. So.
There was a belief at some point that there could have potentially been a second shooter. I know that you're still early, but you have been able to essentially eliminate that thought process.
Yeah, we believe, based on the information that we've been able to collect, that we believe that there was only one shooter. And we based it on the weapons that we found at the scene, the type of injuries that were incurred by that weapon. So as of right now, from a very preliminary determination, we believe that there was only the one shooter.
And I know it's early, but do we have any sort of background on this person?
No.
Any motive?
Nope. Black shirt.
Aaron from Range Media. Do we know if the person, you just said we don't have any background on, do we know if he's possibly like from here or did he move here? And you don't know the identity?
We need to wait until a positive identification is made. So the gentleman
Did the suspect shoot himself? Do we know that?
We don't know at this point in time. So the coroner's office will conduct their investigation, and so as of right now, we don't know.
Spokane Public Radio. Are you able to give any insight on if you think there was a connection between the fire and the shooter?
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush, and it was intentional. And we do believe that he started it, and it was totally intentional what he did.
So there you have it, right? Latest update from the Coeur d'Alene Police, or the emergency management from Kootenai County. They just don't know. They're not confirming the guy's name. They've made no positive ID. There's no word on like whether the body is like burnt, because remember, like there was a fire going on like at the time. So I guess we'll find out. We'll find out later. Anyway, second story tonight. Police launch probe. He's gonna be probed, bros. He's gonna be probed after punk duo. That shit ain't punk. Fuck off. Johnny Rotten be rolling in his grave. Wait, Johnny Rotten's still alive, isn't he? I hope Johnny Rotten comes out and like smacks this dude upside the head and be like, "Punk, bitch, you don't know, punk." He leads a Glastonbury crowd in chants of death to the IDF and free Palestine as government condemns scenes aired live on the BBC. Further down in the article, there's another big article about how they condemn his messages about how white people aren't going to get their country back and how they could shut the fuck up. Oh, sorry. I've just been informed that mainstream media doesn't give a shit about any of that. They only care about the IDF for some reason. That's strange. Look, I'm sure they'll get around to it, right? I'm sure, right? Like Kemi Badenoch, and she's just warming her fingers up, right? Any moment now, right? She's going to come out with a tweet condemning the horrible anti-white remarks made by Bob Vylan and whatever. Sorry, I've just been informed the government doesn't give a flying fuck about any of that. They only care about Israel. Huh? It's funny how that works. I mean, obviously, right? I wouldn't want to comment on that. I wouldn't want to promote any more anti-Semitism by pointing out that the government seems to care much more about a foreign army than its actual domestic population. But I mean, It's fine. It's fine. For fuck's sake, man. So fucking sick of this shit. Police have launched a probe into the comments made by Punk Band. It's not punk. Oh my God. During the set at Glastonbury on Saturday, as the Labour government has strongly condemned the scenes aired live on the BBC. Yeah, this is quite funny. So playing before these guys was this band Kneecap. They're all like, they're Irish and they're all like, Free Palestine. Oh wait, I can't do an Irish accent because my brain is on fucking like light. But you know, they're like, hoity-toity, free Palestine. Hey, bigora. You know, like all that like stuff, right? Bob Vylan, a punk duo consisting of singer and guitarist Bobby Vylan and drummer Bobby Vylan. Oh, they're anonymous, you see. Right? Led crowds in chants of Free Palestine and death to the IDF on Saturday afternoon, prompting fury from supporters of Israel on social media. But, you know, not prompting fury from supporters of the white English, of which there basically aren't any, right? You know, so, you know, right, like, you know. So the BBC basically wouldn't play Kneecap's performance because they already got charged under the Terrorism Act for, you know, basically, you know, doing the whole, you know, Free Palestine. To which the Israelis were like, Free Palestine, you see? That sounds like a great offer. Come on, Shmuley, let's get some Palestine. It's free. But these guys came on afterwards and were like even more, you know, anti-Semitic, basically led this like chant. And then he went on like a long ramble about how he used to basically work for a Jewish record label, and he stopped working for them. And then everyone found out his real name and found out that he still works for a Jewish record label who has since dropped him. I mean, the jokes write themselves, bro. I'm not saying anything, right? Like, you know, wouldn't want to be construed as saying the wrong thing, obviously, right? So here it is. This is the horrible chant. Death to the IDF, bruh. Oh, fuck off. Just, you fucking douchebag. Just fuck off, right? Like, oh, mate, what, you know, we really need to do something about these indigenous people being displaced from their country. And what about the indigenous English? Oh, fuck those guys, right? He then proceeded to do this, like, terrible song. You can look it up. It's all over Twitter, which is basically, like, a really, really bad version of, like, Killing in the Name of, except him being like, you say you want your country back? Nah, bruh. Shut up. Fuck you. You want your country back. He's basically, right, like, this dude, so he's mixed, because of course he is, right? White mother, black father, right? Probably, like, given everything, hyphenated, like, name, went to, you know, university and all this kind of other stuff, and then turned around and been like, I hate this goddamn country. There is one song of him saying that apparently the first time he heard the N-word was when he was, like, 9 years old playing Call of Duty. Truly a terrible experience for anyone that really legitimates destroying an entire country, right? Absolutely, right? I mean, how can you defend that, right? This is Kneecap doing their, like, fucking retarded bullshit.
There's no fucking hiding it. Israel are war criminals. It's a fucking genocide. And it's important. Like, I know sometimes, listen, I can see the amount of Palestinian flags here and it's fucking insane. The BBC editor is going to have some job. So sometimes we feel helpless. Sometimes we feel like we're not doing enough. And that's probably true sometimes. But the difference it makes to people in Palestine when they see people from the other side of the world, this many people screaming, free, free, Palestine! Free, free, Palestine! Free, free, Palestine! Free, free, Palestine!
Yeah, we've heard it a million times before. This is more of like Kneecap doing their Kneecap. So this is Bob Vylan, Pascal Robinson Foster. He used to be known as a poet called Knee High. Lives in like the posh countryside. He was invited to perform at the Black and Asian Police Association conference in Manchester in 2005, and is a mentor for young people in his hometown. For fuck's sake, dude. Right? Like, and this is the bit where he talks about how he didn't like working for a Jewish record label, so he left and then went to work for another Jewish record label. Okay, bruh. I mean, you know, like, whatever. So tiresome. So tiresome, bros. So this is the people he used to work for, the United Talent Agency, who have dropped him. David Kramer, Paul Wachter, right? Like, it's just, and this has prompted some people basically to say, like, that, you know, surely this must be some kind of like psyop, right? That such companies are like pushing this craziness, right? This was so bad. This was so bad, bros, that even Keir Starmer himself had to come out demanding answers for our communities. There is no excuse for this kind of hate speech. The BBC needs to explain how these scenes came to be broadcast. I think maybe someone needs to explain to him how television works. I don't know. You know, perhaps Starmer's still living like in the 1940s, right? No one's explained to him how like video media works. But look, this will give you a taste. They don't care about anything else. It's just, you know, it's just IDF.
News. Sir Keir Starmer has condemned the appalling hate speech against Israeli soldiers used by rap group Bob Vylan at Glastonbury. The Prime Minister said the BBC had questions to answer over its live broadcast of the duo's performance yesterday. Sir Keir told The Telegraph there is no excuse for this kind of appalling hate speech. I said that kneecap should not be given a platform, and that goes for any other performance making threats or inciting violence. The BBC needs to explain how these scenes came to be broadcast. Well, joining me now to comment on that is broadcaster and journalist Danny Kelly, and also political activist Chris Worrell. I'm going to go to you, Danny Kelly, because you worked with the BBC.
Is this the Keir Starmer thing?
Yes, so Keir Starmer has now, just literally breaking news, he has spoken up against the appalling language that was at Glastonbury.
Knowing how easily distracted he is, I'm surprised that he managed to make some sort of...
Oh, God, shut up. Fucking GB News. God, who cares? So Wes Streeting, however, my current top pick to be next Prime Minister, by the way, after Keir Starmer is taken out behind the chemical sheds with his Ukrainian rent boys and disposed of by the government, was not quite so gushing in defense of Israel. Actually, perhaps this means that he won't be Prime Minister. Check this out.
The Israeli embassy says what happened at Glastonbury raises questions about the glorification of violence. Do you agree?
I think that is a challenge, and that's why I don't think anyone should be cheering it on. I'd also say to the Israeli embassy, get your own house in order. What happened in the West Bank this week by Israeli settler terrorists needs to not only be condemned, it needs to be acted upon. And Israel cannot continue to look the other way while its own people are carrying out unwanted acts of terrorism and violence. They wouldn't tolerate it rightly against their own citizens. Their citizens are doing it to Palestinians, and it's got to stop.
Looking the other way. They're encouraging it, mate. Looking the other way. Come on, right? But in other news, right, Marilyn Manson's show in Brighton got cancelled because of a bunch of, like, pressure groups over the now discredited charges that he was a sex pest. Oh, my God, right? Like, goth dude in the 90s, full of methamphetamine, having weird sex. Oh, my God, clutch my pearls. Who ever thought of such a thing? Bitch, please. So yes, Manson has had his first UK concert of his One Assassination Under God tour. That's a pretty catchy name, not going to lie. Cancelled after pressure from campaign groups. An online campaign group, No Stage for Abusers, called on the Brighton Centre and Brighton and Hove City Council to cancel the performance. I mean, this is Brighton, right, which is one of the wokest cities in the entire UK. they're like, you know, well, you know, the case was dropped, but, you know, oh my God, right? Like, dude. I mean, they couldn't prove it, you know, blah, 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 blah. There was like this whole thing to like cancel him. This students' union was like, oh my God, yeah, of course. It's all the fucking like soy-lennials being like, oh my God, we can't have Marilyn Manson come to Brighton. Think of the children who have not yet undergone gender reassignment surgery. Oh, for God's sake, right? Like, dude. And we've got some like other just like crazy crap from Glastonbury, which has now like just gotten so woke. It's literally sort of like ascended under its own sort of woke anti-gravity power, right? I presume quite shortly they'll just have like, you know, suicide booths at the entrance where like white people can literally just go and like, you know, kill themselves, like mostly painlessly, right? In payment for their role in colonization and oppression. Look at this crazy shit. This is Pink News, obviously.
J.K. Rowling has responded to a mural in which she is depicted being sent to Mars, which appears in one of the venues at this year's Glastonbury Festival. The Harry Potter author is portrayed alongside other notable figures such as Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. She is seen smoking a cigar and holding a glass of wine, in reference to the celebratory picture she posted following the UK Supreme Court ruling on the definition of a woman. The installation is created by a political campaign group led by Donkeys in collaboration with Block 9, one of Glastonbury's queer areas. Various politicians and billionaires are pictured sporting spacesuits, boarding a rocket with Elon Musk inside. An accompanying sign reads, "The tech bros want to go to Mars, so we're sending them there." There's room on the rocket for a few more souls, so they're being joined by Trump, Netanyahu, Vance, Farage, and Rowling. Just some of the people who in recent years have made life on Earth more difficult for the rest of us. Writer Julie Bindel took to X after the installation was unveiled to say, I mean, J.K. Rowling has long been a lesbian icon, but this takes it up a notch or two. Rowling responded to her and said, I'm really confused. Am I supposed to feel insulted? That's the coolest I've ever looked in my life. Alongside the mural is a Tesla car with a license plate fascism, decimated under the weight of a storage unit. The car was crushed by 98-year-old war veteran Ken Turner in a tank and then transported to the festival.
We've crushed fascism before, and we'll crush it again.
We've crushed fascism before, and we'll crush it again. So it's nice to know that they are actually in favour of deportations, as long as it's their political enemies. You know, at least they're being honest. Fatboy Slim also did an incredible set where he was dissing Donald Trump. At this point in time, Trump has not responded to the incredible slurs leveled at him by noted diplomat Fatboy Slim. It's just so fucking cringe.
They don't know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just shot. They just shot. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Wow, brah. Wow, that's really rockin' music, man. My God, right? What else we? Oh, and this is the craziest fucking thing. So apparently, I don't know whether this was like mandatory or like whether people actually signed up to this, right? Like white people doing the BLM thing again, right? This is like a mock, sort of like thing at the entrance where like you got interrogated like you were like applying for asylum in the UK, so you can get like berated by like a random brown woman. Oh, Lord and Saints preserve us. Honestly, like, shades of BLM.
I understand you're applying to enter our territory, is that correct?
Correct.
In order to gain entrance to our territory, I'll be asking you a series of questions. I need you to understand that entry will be granted or not, depending on your answer. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand? Yes. The following questions are part of the Life in the UK test. It is a test that the British government uses to determine your suitability to become a British citizen. Do we have any British citizens here? Hands, raise them up. Who is British? Keep your hands up. Anyone here with dual nationality? I understand you're applying.
So, again, in an incredible display of irony, Glastonbury was surrounded by 13-foot high walls, and they had their own like special jail for ticket jumpers. Bro. And our final story of tonight. This meme. Get that tongue right in there. Really get it in the crevices. Right. So Abraham Shield is supposedly the new plan to build a regional order to ensure Israel's security. What about the security of the other countries? Look, we'll deal with that after, right? Important thing, of course, is Israel's security. Now, this is supposedly the plan. The green. Wait, what's the color coding on this? So the dark green will be the coalition partners. The light green will be the potential expansion of the Abraham Accords. The grey are Muslim Brotherhood supporting countries, and black is Iran and the allies. Right. So basically, all of these sort of dark green countries are already part of this accord. So that's Egypt, Sudan, Morocco, and you might be saying, wait, well, why Egypt and Sudan and Morocco? They're not even near the Middle East. Well, I'm glad you asked, viewer. See, Morocco, right, straddles the southern parts of the Gates of Hercules. Is that what it's still called? Anyway, that like little entrance part to the out of the Mediterranean Sea. Egypt and Sudan, of course, have the left side of the, is it the Red Sea? Oh god, my brain isn't. Yeah, look, the bit, it's the Suez Canal is like basically at the top of, right? Jordan, UAE, of course, on the Persian Gulf. They're planning on bringing in Saudi Arabia, and Iran, and the countries that are in the bad boy seat, of course, Syria, Turkey, and in the very, very bad boy seat, Iraq and Iran, and the Houthis. Wait, I thought Iraq had been pacified, bros. I was reliably informed that when we did the second Iraq war, democracy would flourish across the region, bros. Are you telling me that democracy has not flourished across the region? I can't believe that Bush Jr. And Rumsfeld and Cheney would have lied to me, bros. I did not lie to you. Things just didn't quite work out the way that we were going to expect. At the time, I thought it was very, very important that we get this war going, so I may not have been entirely truthful. What are you going to do about it, suckers? Yeah, fuck you. So, let's see, we get some more info here. The Abraham Shield Plan is a post-sovereignty architecture for permanent Israeli hegemony in the region. It repackages conquest as reform, ethnic erasure as stabilization, and colonial encirclement as regional security. This is the thing that's going around. Notice the logo for the Coalition for Regional Security. It's a very interesting logo right there. As you can see, it's Daddy Trump in the center, flanked by Netanyahu and Mohammed bin Salman. And then sort of a bunch of other sort of Middle Eastern leaders around him. Most notably absent, of course, is Syria. And wait, hang on. Is that Jelani on the left? My faces, I can't. So yes, it looks like this is the way it's going to go. Israel proposes to declare victory in Gaza, install a technocratic regime, disarm the population, abolish cash, and flood the strip with foreign police forces while retaining the right to launch raids at will. It is a colonial digital trusteeship, no local agency, no self-determination, just algorithmic control and foreign-backed moderation. Zero cash means biometric dependency, external surveillance, and conditional humanitarian access, designed to neutralize resistance before it's even thought. So it's looking like the sort of first application of the 2030 model is going to be in Gaza, which makes sense because they do need a place to test all this kind of stuff. Allegedly, the plan is to administer Gaza with the sort of 4 surrounding countries. But, honestly, right? It's going to be administered in all the important ways by Israel. Israel demands 10 years of demilitarization, censorship, puppet governance, financial sterilization, and ideological purification before even considering what amounts to a non-sovereign Bantustan. I mean, basically, right? So allegedly, this is a deal between Trump and Netanyahu. I haven't heard a lot of this. All the stuff about Gaza has gone very, very quiet recently, but I will. This is what's been going around. Now, one of the reasons behind this, of course, is that if they want to get Saudi Arabia into the Abraham Accords, they have to stop the war in Gaza. They have been trying to normalize relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel for, I think over 10 years at this point. And the Saudis are always like, yeah, but about that Palestine thing, because the actual people in Saudi Arabia, like not the leadership, they don't really care, but the actual people on the ground in Saudi Arabia are still very, very pissed off about this. Gaza hostilities will conclude within 2 weeks. 2 more weeks, bros. Wait. Where's my 2 more weeks sticker? Come on. God, my brain. Oh, I can't find it. This is how bad stuff is. Whatever. Right. Gaza hostilities will conclude within 2 weeks. Ending conditions will encompass 4 Arab nations, including Egypt and the UAE, to administer the Gaza Strip, replacing Hamas organization. The remaining Hamas leadership will face exile into other countries while the hostages gain freedom. Oh, I wonder what other countries they'll send them to. Oh, how much you want to bet it's going to be the UK? Multiple nations globally will accept numerous inhabitants seeking immigration. Hope you're ready to get some Palestinians coming to the UK. There's not going to be a problem with that at all. Abraham Accords expansion will bring Syria, Saudi Arabia, and additional Arab and Muslim countries to recognize Israel and establish official relationships. That's what this is basically all about. Israel will declare its willingness for a future Palestinian conflict resolution under the two states concept, contingent upon the Palestinian Authority reforms. No, they won't. Right? They're not going to. Right? They're just going to say stuff. United States will acknowledge limited Israeli sovereignty implementation in the West Bank. And allegedly, in order to stop war with Iran breaking out again, the US is pitching a $30 billion civilian nuclear plan with no uranium enrichment, plus possible sanctions relief and access to stolen funds. This would be a good way around the whole sort of like Iran sort of kerfuffle, basically saying to Iran, yes, you can have a civilian nuclear program, but you have to, buy your uranium from, say, like Russia or something like that. Although Iran would probably have to rejoin the IAEA in order for that to be a thing. This is Trump talking about it.
Result of this, that they want to join the Abraham Accords.
Yes. So we have some really great countries in there right now, and I think we're going to start loading them up because Iran was the primary problem. I actually thought Iran would. I actually thought we had a period of time where I thought Iran would join the Abraham Accords along with everybody else, and frankly, they would have been better off than where they are right now.
And what about the Abraham Accords? Would Syria enter?
Well, I don't know, but, I did take off the sanctions at the request of some of the other countries in the area that are friends of ours. I took off the sanctions on Syria to give them a chance at, the sanctions are biting. They're very strong. And we have sanctions on Iran, too. And, you take them off when I sort of gave the expression today, you get more sometimes with honey than you do with vinegar.
I mean, yes, but does Trump actually realize that the Israelis don't actually want peace? I can't imagine that he hasn't picked up on this by now, but, I don't know, right? Now, in a completely unrelated thing that has absolutely nothing to do with what I was talking about previously, all of a sudden, right, Keir Starmer is under pressure to do an immigration visa for tons of people from Gaza, mirroring what was done with Ukraine. Gee, that's a very, very interesting bit of timing. Dozens of Labour MPs are demanding that Keir Starmer allows a flood of Palestinian refugees into the UK in a move that could jeopardise Britain's security. The weakened Prime Minister, who opened the floodgates to backbench rebellions last week, is facing calls to urgently establish a Ukraine-style visa for Gazans with family in the UK to come to Britain. Oh, awesome. We definitely need more refugees in the UK. A total of 67 MPs and Lords have called on the PM and the Home Secretary to help reunite Palestinians with their loved ones in the UK until it is safe to return. Never. Look, they're never going to be able to go back, right? Can we just please, then, once they leave, they're never getting let back in, right? The Israelis are never going to let them back. Just as the UK opened its doors to those fleeing persecution in Ukraine and Hong Kong, we believe the same generosity should be extended to Palestinian families. Yeah, how many? As many as we can fit in the door! As many as we can fit in the door! It was signed by a whopping 35 Labour MPs. Something tells me if you looked into the background of those Labour MPs, you'd find they all sort of associate with a specific group. But, oh my God, even Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell backed it. Oh God, fuck me. If it's not the desire to extend the whole Gaza bullshit, it's we must take in more refugees. Last year, a similar scheme was floated, and a former British military chief said such a scheme would be unworkable and a huge threat to the UK's domestic security. Oh, really? Oh, don't worry about it, right? Does the UK even have any domestic security at this point? The Tories blasted the proposal, with Shadow Home Secretary Chris Phillip telling The Express, neighbouring Arab countries refuse to take in people from Gaza, so I don't see why the UK should do so. Many people in Gaza also openly cheered and celebrated on the streets when Hamas murdered, raped and kidnapped innocent... Yeah, there is also the little thing about the Balfour Declaration, right? There may be a number of Gazans who are a bit salty about that, but, it's fine. The UK has recently seen stratospheric levels of immigration and the highest level of asylum claims in over 2 decades, which happened under the Conservative government, right? And they still haven't apologised, and they're never going to apologise. They're just going to basically pretend like it was just, like an act of God, right? All of these migrants, they just fell from the sky, these migrants, right? They're just oh my God, right? As spring follows summer, right? Morgoth's Law, right? So yes, right, you wouldn't be able to tell whether they're Hamas or not. If only we had a sort of way to look at how Palestinians have integrated into other countries. Denmark granted asylum to Palestinians in 1992, and 64% of them have received serious fines or jail sentences for crimes. Oh, they sound like lovely people. Among their children, more than 1 in 3 have been convicted of serious crimes. Fuck, man. And look, you can see, these people are, bred for war, right? I mean, just how long has Palestine been under, Israeli occupation, right? 50 years at this point. These people are fucking bred for war, man, right? They should, I don't know, they should make a mercenary army out of them and drop them in, I don't know, Sudan or somewhere like that, right? Fight for, I don't know, something or other. Of the 321 who were given asylum, 270 were still residing in Denmark. Of the 321, 64% have received a serious fine or jail time for a crime, with 71 of them being given jail time. A very large proportion of them are receiving some kind of welfare, especially the early pension given to people with severe physical or mental issues. I mean, to be perfectly frank, I bet your average Palestinian probably has quite severe mental issues, compared to your average Westerner. But this thing is also used for immigrants who are basically useless on the job market. Of their 999 children, so far 34% are convicted for serious crime, and some large chunk are already on welfare. Well, that sounds like a great idea. Invite them all in, I say, right? What's the worst that could possibly happen? Lord and Saints preserve us. Anyway, that's all of the news. I hope you enjoyed it. It is time now for some cringe. Yes, you know what time it is. We have such feels to show you, bros. Wait, okay, hang on. Let me just get the window up. Right. So we start with, oh my God. Is it still Pride? Oh, right. It's the last gasp of Pride Month. That's why we're seeing all this, stupid crap. So hopefully this will be the last we'll be seeing of this for a while. Wait, no sound? Do we have sound? Was I just wait, no audio on the video or no audio on me, guys? Please inform. Let's see. I gotta wait to figure out whether the video is working. No audio on the video. Okay, hang on. Let me just might be because I don't have loopback working. Let me see. Okay, let's see if it'll work now.
I really want to visit London.
So we're getting very low audio, are we? No audio on the vid? Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's see if this works now. We're getting audio? Okay, we have audio. I don't know why it was working on the other window, but not this one. Whatever. Pro-Iranian protesters in Seattle.
Whoa, ma'am. Wait, what's going on now?
I'm wondering what your organization is.
My name is Nick Shirley.
Uh-huh.
Yes. What's?
Yeah.
And what? Ma'am, stop it. Please stop it. Ma'am, I don't want to be touching bums here. This lady right here is following me now. Whoa, what?
This is news.
My name is Nick Shirley.
And who are you?
Nick Shirley, that's my name.
Working for who?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
You work for yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Have you ever heard of it? It's called being an entrepreneur.
It's what is it called?
Being an entrepreneur.
Oh.
How terrifying it can be to know a loved one.
Can we talk to you real quick?
No. No, thank you. Yeah, no. Who are you with?
My name is Nick Shirley.
He's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. What are you doing out here today?
We're talking to people here at this protest. What do you think about what's going on in Iran?
I think the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran is an imperialist war against a country of 90 million people with a long history of struggle against imperialist oppression.
What are you doing?
Fuck off.
What? We aren't even doing anything, ma'am. What's going on, ma'am?
I want to take photos of you.
Would you like me to smile?
What are you live streaming for?
Oh, we're not live streaming. We're making a video.
Okay, what are you taking a video for?
We're making a video asking people what their thoughts are about the United
Why?
States.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Ma'am, you can go ahead and subscribe on YouTube right now at Nick Shirley.
Oh, that noise. I don't even have YouTube.
Oh, okay, then I guess you won't have to worry about being seen.
He says his name is Nick Shirley and he's an entrepreneur.
Oh, that's cute.
We don't want. We want
it would be hard to get people on your side because you seem really agitated for.
I'm cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being agitated.
We just want to make sure you don't start running because we don't want you to fall because we see the cane right here.
You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, we won't. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ah, God. And we got more of these like weird lefty anti-Rod. This one's from Canada.
And Canada is a white supremacist, colonial, racist project, as is Israel, as is the state of Israel. So I don't even consider myself to be a Canadian because this is indigenous land and this land is occupied. So the people who are here, whether they are settlers, we firstly need to educate ourselves about what has happened on this land and what is continuously happening in order for us to be able to understand what our government or this government is doing on abroad and on overseas.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you could always leave, right? I mean, I'm just saying, right? Right? That's enough of the like proper cringe. I think Sadie sent me this. Like, who the fuck does this, honestly? Oh, we are fucking doomed. Just crash the car, like and subscribe. Fucking hell. Right. So yeah, just funny stuff now.
For 3D simulation software, we can now accurately recreate the world's most attractive man. Some people would say that conventionally he's not attractive, and that he's ugly even, and that having a crooked penis is gross. But scientifically speaking, that's just not true. Our data is not biased. Okay, it says that most women would love to be with him, and that he's not a fuck up, and that he's actually a very passionate lover if you just gave him another chance.
It's definitely not me. Oh my God, right? I would never wear glasses that crappy. Holy crap. Now this has been doing the rounds. This is some TikTok Zoomer manlet who's just having a crash out. Enjoy.
Pen. I'm sorry that I have anxiety. Okay, and honestly, yeah, it is kind of the fault of people like you that want to come up here and bully and berate me over something that I don't do. Okay, so cut the shit. It's not a vape. All right, it's an anxiety pin, and God, the amount of times that I've asked you to respect me and respect my anxiety pin is, at this point, getting ridiculous, Cody. So please,
justified crash out
for the final and for the billionth time, will you please just respect the fact that it's not a vape and that it's an anxiety pin?
It's a goddamn anxiety pen. Get it right.
What flavor is your vape?
Yo, you really got me.
Get the fuck. Just
for this.
Get the fuck out.
Get him out.
I hate women.
Okay, get out. You get out too. You fucking weirdo. What, dude?
What?
Do you vape? Parker, do you vape?
No, it's a damn fucking anxiety pen. Okay.
What the fuck, dude? What? Okay, Joe, you suck. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next guest.
It's an anxiety pen, bros. That's my excuse from now on. I demand that you respect my anxiety pen, bros. Okay. Oh yeah, this is funny.
Circle, square, triangle, triangle, rectangle, 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 oval, 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 pentagon, 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 pentagon.
Ovaru, Ovaru. This is good.
Yo, DJ! Yo! Where'd you get that slushie? Free Frazzles at the gas station. What? Yes. You better make this, dude. Yes! Oh, we need a camcorder. Oh, dude. Heidi Peppercorn. I'm gonna marry her someday. Go, 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 go!
Oh, Sehan,
Yeah?
you've seen Taylor anywhere?
Oh, I'm sure he's close by. Appreciate it, sir. Hey, y'all stay out of trouble now, here. Is this Mr. Braden? Hi, is Amber there? Don't say my name, just say your friend. Hey, Amber. DJ thinks you're cute. Dude, no! What are you doing? Come, go, 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 go. Oh, do you want to go to the woods and build a fort? Yes. You know, the perfect spot. Dude, that looks legit. Yeah, okay, hon, I'll get him. Oh, it's my dad. Let's go. Yeah. I don't think Taylor's gonna be home for a while. You want to try out that waterbed?
Steven, stop it.
Oh man, I miss pinball arcades. Man, good times. Good times.
Here. Yeah. Fucking Tilly and Tarquin, fucking bank of mum and dad. Never done a proper day's work in their lives with the oversized sunglasses and the fucking designer wellies. Let's bring down the government. Let all the immigrants in. Why can't we all live in peace and harmony? Because we fucking can! And no amount of flowers that you put in your fucking middle-class hennaed fucking hair is gonna change that! Would anybody like a disco biscuit? Fuck off!
I mean, he's not wrong, is he? Right? Like, yeah, so this is fucking funny. So Lord Miles got his AirPods stolen in Pakistan, I think, and he like literally like flew back there to get them back. And this is him like trash talking the Indians.
The Indian thief is scum of the earth. Many Indians, they come from a very corrupt system, a corrupt country, and a corrupt religion. That's fake. They praise a god. They praise their god, which is a cow, and not a real man. And that's why the Indians are not real men themselves, and that's why they end up being thieves. They stole my AirPods when I trusted them to come into my hotel room and clean my room, but they stole my property, and they sold it to a Pakistani man who is now out of pocket because of this situation. I don't like India. I have never had a good situation with India. I believe India is full of 1.4 billion problems. I don't know a single good Indian man from many interactions. My greatest fear in life is that there is a, I believe, 20% chance if I was born, I would be Indian. This is no good. I want to say, India, shame on you for stealing my AirPods. You're no good. Scum of the earth, I spit on your wife's beard. But these AirPods were recovered by Pakistanis, good men. I want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you. You put your brothers in India to shame.
Oh, dude, hilarious. Right, bit of Japanese culture for you.
Don't mind him.
Oh, okay.
We love everybody.
Okay.
We love Chinese, Indians, whites, and even niggers.
Ooh. Well, I mean, you know, at least they're friendly. Right, cute animal time for you all. Enjoy. It's very cute, but that would be like really fucking annoying. Flat doggo. This is like me in this goddamn heat. Honestly. Beware of the doggo. What else we got?
Guitar.
Be a good boy.
What is Ginger? Anyway.
I've never seen one of these before. Chicken on a Swing.
Il en faut peu pour être heureux, vraiment très peu pour être heureux. Il faut se satisfaire du nécessaire, un peu d'eau fraîche et de verdure.
We just got some really cute ones. I didn't know anteaters were like this. Man, he just looks really, really hot. This is more my kind of speed, I think. I could survive outside with the proper equipment. And finally, golden retrievers. And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming. I'm finishing a little bit earlier. You know, like my brain, the heat. Let's say goodbye to everybody in the chat on Rumble. Sadie Sapiente, Fool Short, Yiz the Eunuch. Come and join us on Discord and Dragons tonight. It should be fun times. Captain Crisps, see you soon, mate. Mikey Bikey, Total Blackout Painting. Great to see you as always, mate. Some guy from Maine. Good to see you as well, man. Who else have we got in the chat? Is there anybody else? I think that's everyone. Livia Drusilla, of course. How can I forget? Professor J. Voltz. That's hard to pronounce. I think that is everyone. Apologies if I left anybody out. On YouTube, Streaky Bacon, Bas Klutwijk, Evil Author 1776, Sunny Jim, 007, Simon JJ, Sunny Jim, anybody else? Ardent Party, good to see you, Ardent. Tree Godfather, good to see you as well, mate. Thanks for making that chat room, it's pretty good. Anybody else? Streaky Bacon, I think I've already covered. Victorian Time Traveler, I think that's everybody. And on Odyssey, we had Evola 19, Machine for Baked Beans. I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming. Come on and watch Discord and Dragons tonight. Have a great week. I will see you all on Thursday. Good night, everyone. And try and stay cool and, you know, don't die from the heat and all that. Good night.